I'm Joanna. Welcome to my corner. I am a mom, a stay-at-home mom who does some work here and there, a wife, a 30-year-old woman who is very excited and nervous to start this. So hopefully it goes decent. A little bit about me, or what this even is. This is kind of probably potentially going to be a little bit about motherhood, about lifestyle, maybe vlogging a little bit. If you do like this video, please like and subscribe so you can grow with me and start this journey with me. Something interesting about me that I will be sharing with you guys is my trying to conceive journey. I do have a daughter. She is 3 years old and wonderful and healthy and perfect. But my husband and I really want to grow a family. Ideally, we've always dreamed of having like 3 kids. So we've been trying for baby number 2. So that would be a summarized version of what this channel is gonna be like. I might show a little bit of my like toddler stuff, baby stuff, God willing, soon. So yeah, please stick around, so don't forget to subscribe. I do want to take a small pause to say that if you know me in real life, please click away, because I am very nervous to be doing this, and it will I will burst with anxiety if I know that somebody that I know in the outside world is watching my videos. At least at this stage, I have not acquired that confidence yet. This is for the online community and the women out there. Honestly, I feel like I've always wanted to share my trying to conceive journey, and it's just becoming more like a lifestyle as well, / motherhood, parenting, all of that. But yeah, the biggest thing that is driving me to do this type of content, putting myself out there, is I do want to share my trying to conceive journey. I didn't do it with my first child, but I watched so many videos of this, so many ladies out there trying to conceive, some of them getting really, really lucky and just blessed and getting it quicker than others, some of them having a few issues in the process. And I always thought, hey, what a cool thing to do, to feel like you are part of a community, or to build a community out there, or to give some support to the women that are kind of like in the trenches right now, in every single month, and giving it a try, and taking their prenatals, and tracking their cycles, their ovulation, their temperature. All of this stuff can be so overwhelming. And I don't know about you, but I'm assuming if you're watching this video that you are somewhat like me and like to consume that type of content, at least whether you're waiting to ovulate, or you're in the 2-week wait window, or whatever stage you're at. Maybe you just found out you got your period and it wasn't the month for you. Anywho, if I can be a part of that community that supports you, I would love that, because I watched a lot of that in my entire conception, if that's the word, journey. So that's what's driving me to do this. And all of that to say, if you know me in real life, please don't watch, because I'm very awkward and I don't want to know that you're watching. Like, if I see you outside and you're like, hey, I saw your video, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh. Now that that's out the way, let's actually kind of get started, I guess, with a little bit of my trying to conceive story. And it's a biggie, I guess. It's a lot. I low-key can't believe that I'm gonna be sharing this with the internet. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my first pregnancy, which is the one where I had my 3-year-old daughter. I was with her. I was trying to conceive for, I believe it was 3 cycles, 3 months. trying to conceive, I got very, very lucky. I was blessed very, very quickly with her. And it was just, I don't know if I was just a little like naive or I wasn't aware of all the concerning factors around, I guess, getting pregnant, because I was blessed with a very easy pregnancy. Like, the toughest part of my first pregnancy was that I was extremely nauseous and throwing up all the time. I actually lost weight in my first trimester. This second time around, I've been trying to conceive for my second child for about 6 months, but it feels like a lot longer just because I was kind of preparing my body for almost a year in advance, if I'm honest. After I had my first daughter, I had gained a lot of weight and I just kept it. I never really lost it. So I did, even though I'm not in the perfect shape that I would love to be yet, I am in a healthy weight, and I have made sure that all my levels are okay, because I also have suffered with anemia throughout my life. And it was pretty bad throughout my first pregnancy. I had to get some iron infusions in the third trimester. I was fine overall, but this time I wanted to enter my second pregnancy making sure that all my levels were perfect, that I had lost some weight so that I'd be on healthier, the starting spot, I guess, and just drinking my prenatals, stopping any previous medication for minimum 4 months in advance. So I was trying to be on track with everything, track my ovulation, make sure that everything was perfect. So even though I wasn't physically trying for the baby number 2, because I wanted to make sure that my body was perfectly healthy, it feels like it's been like a year and a half because of all the preparations. So yeah, it's felt like forever. I know that a lot of people out there struggle with fertility for years even. I'm so sorry for that. I know it's horrible. I know this time around that it is hard, and I guess that brings me to my second pregnancy, which is a bit harder to talk about. Yeah. So we started trying, and I did get pregnant in my first cycle. I logged all the symptoms, so I will read them to you so you can have an idea of, I guess, some symptoms that you may be having. However, I think I had my first positive around maybe 11 DPO. DPO means days post-ovulation. And I got very excited, obviously. I did the whole surprise to my husband, I'm pregnant, we're having a baby, yada, yada, super excited and extremely surprised because this was technically the first month we were trying. Like, it's kind of unheard of. A few days later, I was tracking my progression line this entire time because, like I said, I watched a lot of YouTube videos of women getting pregnant, and I've seen them track all the progression lines, and I was like, hey, I didn't do it the first time, let me do it this time. So the line started getting darker and darker, and then at some point I started feeling crampy and they started getting lighter, and that's when I started worrying, because then I started spotting, and essentially it was probably a week later, or it was a few days later, I was actively miscarrying my baby. When I called the doctor and I'm like, what's happening? Yeah, so I don't know if it was an ectopic pregnancy, or they typically tell you it has to do with some DNA issues, or it's just something didn't fit right. I also had a horrible experience with a doctor that treated me. To be honest, I will never go back there. But that's probably a story for another day. It's too long to tell, and that will make me cry because it was not a great experience. After I found out that I was miscarrying, that was followed by a lot of pain, a lot of cramping, bleeding, moodiness, obviously, sadness. I don't think a lot of people really realize how painful it can be to lose a baby early on. Obviously, I do think it's way harder to lose it later on. Let's be completely honest. If this was going to happen, I do thank God that it was so early on. I don't know, I would have been devastated. I don't know how I would have recovered from losing a baby further along. Thank the Lord I don't have to go through that. So I am extremely aware, and that there are how painful and hard it is on women that lose, on couples that lose their babies further along. It's horrible. I'm so sorry for their loss. I really am. But I think it's also important to acknowledge those women that were actually really affected and hurt by losing a pregnancy early on, because a lot of people kind of brush it off. Anyways, so that happened. I did log all the symptoms. I'll read to you guys in a bit. And they say that after you have a miscarriage, however long it was, that your chances of getting pregnant are super high, because it's like your body's like a muscle, so it's technically easier for the zygote, for the baby to stick to your uterus, yada yada yada. I don't know the correct terms for all of this, but it hasn't happened. We're 6 months in and I'm still waiting. I mean, I don't want to say it hasn't happened, because I could be pregnant right now, and that's kind of the story so far. I'll share with you kind of the progression line and the symptoms and all that, and I do want to share like all my current symptoms. And I have had months, weirdly enough, I feel like you get in your head so much when you're trying to get pregnant. Maybe it adds up the fact that I kind of already went through it and have had some of the symptoms recently, so I know how to spot things clearly, but I also get them wrong, so don't take my word for it. This is just my experience. Everybody is different, and I'm gonna go through the symptoms now. If you have any similar symptoms, or you haven't had any of these and you're worried that you haven't, that doesn't mean that you are or that you aren't pregnant. Every single body is different. With that being said, first I'm gonna go through the symptoms I had in the last one. That's not this month. This is the month that with the chemical pregnancy. So I did write on 1 DPO. I had a lot of cramps, a bit of lower back pain, some boob sensitivity, and a lot of CM. CM means cervical mucus. 2 DPO, light cramps, a lot of CM, boob sensitivity, sleepiness, gassy, My stomach was acting up. And I wrote might be symptom spotting, I don't know. Dreaming of eating an arepa late at night. Didn't have it, but had some other snacks instead. I am Venezuelan, by the way, so arepas are like everything. 3 DPO, emotional, stomach acting up, like cramping, boob sensitivity, some random aches, sort of, gassiness, still have a lot of CM, wanting an arepa again, but didn't have one. Moody and very irritable. I did get a weird one that I didn't even know if it was a symptom or not, and then I googled it, and apparently it was just one of the weird ones. I had like my eye twitch a lot. Don't know the exact reason for it. It was very weird, and it's not like it twitched for a sec. No, like it was twitching for a couple of minutes, and I was like, that's weird. That's never happened before. That didn't happen with my first pregnancy. 4 DPO, pinches in the middle of the night in my uterus, gassy, emotional, more pinches, stronger on my right side again, moody, irritable, tired, good amount of CM still. Day 5, I had some vivid dreams, moody, irritable, like cramps on all sides and backache, a bit emotional, weakness, tired, kind of like anemic. Like I said, I've suffered with anemia a lot before, so I kind of related the symptoms. Still have CM, but a little bit less. And it felt like I was smelling everything, like stronger. 6 CPO, very, very emotional. I think that's the day I had a bit of a fight with my husband because I said something really dumb. I honestly said something really dumb. I don't remember what it was, but it was like, it was mean. And we got into an argument, and I was like, I don't even understand myself. Why am I acting like this? I was so annoyed. Like, I was annoyed at myself. I was very emotional. And anyways, I had some like cramping and backache, boob sensitivity, kind of fullness feeling, gassy, nauseous after eating. Maybe I overate, I wrote. Smelling everything, small appetite-ish. That was kind of weird. I don't think that happened to me in my first pregnancy. I was really like, I didn't have a lot of appetite. All throughout that time. 8 DPO. This is when I started testing. It was still negative at this time. I wrote, I had a very vivid nightmare, very dry everything, dry lips, dry eyes, everything. What I mean by dry, like, it's like, I don't know, like my lips get dry, my eyes, like my nose, and I remember that being a symptom from my first pregnancy. So that's why I wrote it down. I was like, I feel very dry. Stronger cramps and backache, sensitive boobs, more CM, forgetful, small appetite, 9 DPO, negative test as well. Cramps, kind of like period cramps, backache, boob sensitivity, feeling a little fuller, super gassy, forgetful, extremely sensitive to smells, irritable, and emotional. At 10 DPO, I wrote boob sensitivity, headache, cramps, irritable, forgetful, and I wrote pregnancy brain, super distracted. Fatigue, but I also barely slept last night, so I'm not sure if that's even a symptom. This is what I wrote. Small appetite and emotional. 11 DPO. I got a negative test in the morning, but at night I finally got my positive. Irritable, low energy, don't want to do anything, distracted, small appetite. CM came back, still looking like egg whitish, which had kind of lasted for the whole 2 weeks. I did have boob sensitivity, emotional, and had very light spotting. That very night, I tested and I was pregnant. 12 DPO again, positive test, and very similar symptoms and so on and so forth. I stopped writing my symptoms further along when I realized the line was getting lighter. Yeah, you know, hopefully you like this type of content and you like to follow along this journey with me. Hopefully following this video, you'll have some content of me being like, hey, I'm pregnant. I will try to vlog and record the entire kind of experience, whether it's positive or negative. Please follow me on my other social media. I'm gonna put them somewhere in the screen. It's the same handle for all of it. It's me, Joanna Ray. And yeah, I hope you like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment any tips, tricks, hopefully good comments that you want to share with me. If you are pregnant, I want to congratulate you right ahead. Please let me know. And yeah, that is all.